Saturday at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. That game will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and will be televised on CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call this morning. If you just give us an update as to how your open week went as you prepare to face the Green Wave Saturday, please.
Thank you, Chuck. It was a great week for us, to have this bye. Came at a good time for us. We were a little banged up like everybody else is at this time in the midpoint of the season. So it was good to get some time off. We gave them a couple of days off. But also as we started our preparations for Tulane last week, it was definitely beneficial to get a couple of days on them as we move into them this week and being full board this week as we go. We're excited about it. We're excited, about playing Tulane. Being off for a week, obviously you want to get back to playing. We're excited to get back into conference play. Pretty exciting as one of the teams too, seeing other teams in our conference do really well. So it's an exciting time for our conference.
Any questions for Coach Niumatalolo, please hit *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll go first to Dan Tortora at Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hi, Coach. How you doing today?
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Chris Swain, Quentin, as well as Gully. I know we talk a lot about Keenan Reynolds, but the run game in general, just what you can say about some of your guys in the backfield and who you think has really stepped up this season to kind of help out Keenan. Well,
Chris has had a really good season. Swain at fullback, and we need our fullback to be productive. Quinn Zell, is every week has gotten better and better and had a really good game versus Notre Dame. Had some breakaway runs there against Notre Dame that, it was really good to see him be able to break those long runs. So they're doing a really good job where, we need to continue to be strong in the middle and our guys on the edge, whether it's Dyson Romine, Damon Brown, Brandon Sanders, Tonio Gully, all those guys. Calvin Cass are guys that need to be, really good ball carriers for us on the edge. But the other guys that don't get much mention are our offensive line. I think our offensive line is playing pretty well right now with Joey Gaston, E.K. Benz, Blaze Ryder, Ben Tamburello. We got 4 seniors on our offensive line with the chance of Brandon Green starting. So we could have 5 seniors along with Robert Lindsay, who's the other tackle. So, they've done some good things. We've had a good week of work, and, we're looking forward to getting back and getting ready, today for Tulane.
When you talk about, and I know you did a little bit in your intro with the bye week, when you have a moment to step back and take a look at everything, I know you want to get back to tackling right and fundamentals and what all coaches are doing around the country, but what are some specific things that you really tried to key in on when you had that extra time to take a look back?
Well, really, we did that actually the week prior to that. Just kind of look at all of our stuff schematically and personnel-wise. Just making sure we're playing the right people, making sure schematically on both sides of the ball, and in special teams we're doing things that gives us the best chance. Certain plays, were they good for us? Should we get rid of them? Same thing with defensive fronts and coverages. Just looking at things that were successful, things that aren't successful. But I think for us, really the big thing in the off week for us, especially here being at the academy, where the pace of a student here is pretty fast and there's a lot of things going on and your schedule can become pretty hectic, is we need to get some rest and recover, because from now on we're in it every week until December, second week in December. And so we realized that we had to get some rest and, get ready for a tough, second half of the season.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Bill Wagner at Baltimore Sun Media Group.
Hey, Coach. Well, you had mentioned you're in the meat of your schedule now, 6 straight games or whatever it is against conference opponents. When you looked at, you got some of these teams, Houston, Memphis, are ranked now. When you look at the grand scheme of the American Athletic Conference and what you're about to undertake, does it look daunting, challenging, whatever?
Well, it's definitely a daunting task. We have a really good conference. There are a lot of good teams you mentioned, and, Tulane, is a team that's, being Central Florida, have had some big wins. I know they had the quarterback hurt. So we got we can't forget who we are, and we got to remember we got to play this week and get ready for Tulane. But there are a lot of good teams in our conference. You know what I mean? And we got to get ready to go, and that starts first and foremost this week with Tulane.
We'll move next to Christopher Heidel at Herb FM Radio, Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, Ken. How's your quarterback Reynolds doing after that Notre Dame game? Because I talked to Brian Kelly and said he was knocked out of the game. How's he doing and getting ready for this big game coming up?
Yeah, I don't know if he was knocked out of the game. You know what I mean? We took him out of the game. He could have played. But he's healthy. And, the week off for our whole team was good just to, take a couple of days to get some rest. And he's healthy and he's ready to go.
And talk about this beat at your schedule now. Now you're in conference play, something different that you haven't done in your years past there because you were independent. What does it mean being in this conference and then the stretch drive you have to do starting this weekend with Tulane?
Well, it's an exciting time, and it's an exciting time, for us to have a chance to play for something. We're looking forward to it. There are some good teams. Like you said, it starts with Tulane this week. But there are, a lot of good teams in our conference. And, we got to get ready for, Tulane, that's first and foremost. And, that's our focus. Our focus all year has been 1-0. That's the model that our teams come up with, our captains. And that's what we got to do. We just got to get all of our arrows pointing in one direction towards Tulane.
Well, I hope you have a good week of practice.
Thank you.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Niumatalolo, please? Well, Coach, thank you for your time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you again next Monday.
Okay. Thanks, Chuck.
Okay.